The game that would define both destiny and legacy.
All the sports cliches come out tonight for Miami. It's do or die.
The Heat was down, but not done.
It was the ultimate test for us. Are you going to keep going when it looks bad?
Slammed in by LeBron James.
1 minute you're ahead, next minute you're behind. You never knew what was going to happen next.
On the brink of elimination with seconds left.
San Antonio now 28 seconds away from a championship. This season is just about done now.
When the ropes come out, you know the game's over.
You're facing the abyss, and the only thing looking back at you is your character.
Saved by the shot heard round the world.
Rebound Bosch. Back to Allen, the long shot. Allen from downtown!
The place just goes nuts.
The chills just all over my body.
Everything just slows down, and my body at that point just took over and said, hey, we've done this before.
It just was unbelievable theater.
It's going to simply go down as one of the greatest games ever played.
Inside the Heat, 28.2.
And the Spurs will head to Miami, up 3-2 here in the NBA Finals.
San Antonio takes control of the series. They're a win away from winning yet another championship.
It's been an emotional roller coaster for the Miami Heat and their fans, and the Heat now must win 2 straight at home.
Protect home court. Hey, when you think you gave everything that you got to give more. Right? It's that simple.
I was confident, but anxious and nervous as well. Once the game starts, there's nothing I can do. It's out of my control. I'm a fan just like anybody else.
Being on the floor, you can hear the season tickets that they're on the floor. And everybody in that game sits, everybody were nervous.
It was tough as a Heat fan. We certainly are down. Need to win 2 games to win the championship. I remember us probably more nervous just for them than maybe even some of them felt. Because, you know, you lose, you go home.
Miami's in the same position they were when they lost to Dallas. Down 3-2, going home, 2 home games to try to win back-to-back championships.
It did not feel good to have Dallas celebrating on our court, and it's part of what makes sport very difficult. I've always said there's 2 things. There's winning and there's misery. And there's even more misery if you lose it at home.
The Mavericks have come into Miami and laid a beat down on the Heat.
We've been through just about everything, and we understand right now what's at stake.
I'm not even thinking about 2011, thinking about Game 6, 2013.
All the sports cliches come out tonight for Miami. It's do or die. San Antonio, well, they have the luxury of 2 shots at the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
It was clear that a championship was going to be unveiled on our home floor. Whether it was on Game 6 or Game 7, whoever it was going to be, there was going to be a ceremony.
When you really start to look at it and just kind of think of the odds, I had to prepare for what the other eventuality might be.
The day before, we bring in our staff that are going to be a part of the trophy presentation ceremony, and we go through a full rehearsal.
We go through several times running the rope out, positioning the staff appropriately to make sure that when they go out for real and it's live at the end of a game, they all know exactly where they're supposed to be standing.
This Heat team was built completely on win titles or lose.
We're fortunate to be in a position in which the expectations are so high. It's win or else.
I think LeBron's legacy is still in some jeopardy tonight.
A lot of the luster has come off the Miami Heat.
If this team doesn't win a championship, it will be perceived as being a gigantic failure.
What people will remember was that you didn't get it done in the most important pressure-packed moments.
If Miami didn't win Game 6, everything that went on during the year, the 27-game winning streak, the 66-16 record, it all would have been forgotten.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 6.
I really knew that San Antonio was going to come to win it in Game 6, and that's when the team is most dangerous.
Season on the line for the Miami Heat. They're in a scenario they've already been once in these playoffs against Indiana, twice last year against Boston. All 3 times they emerged victorious. All 3 times LeBron James was an unstoppable force in leading him to the win.
Me being one of the leaders of this team, I do put a lot of pressure on myself to force a Game 7, and I look forward to the challenge.
There wasn't a feeling of despair. That's part of embracing competition. We knew it wasn't going to be easy.
And we understand what we need to do. The only thing you can do now at this point is learn to do it.
We are set to get game number 6 underway.
Doesn't get much more meaningful or bigger than this one.
As
as the fourth quarter comes up. Heat down by 10, 75-65.
The arena was nervous. The Spurs don't give up 10-point leads in the fourth quarter of a clinching game.
Certainly down by 10, it seemed pretty hopeless at that point.
Everyone was worried because everyone knew that you're 12 minutes from watching someone else celebrate on your floor again.
It's a tough deficit to overcome in championship play against the team who really wants to win the title.
I basically just told myself, you know, if we go down losing, I'm going all out, then I can be satisfied with the results.
It's a knockout game. You're down 10 points. The atmosphere around wasn't really very positive.
It was the ultimate test for us. You know, are you going to keep going when it looks bad, or are you going to continue to just play the game?
What can you summon here for the Miami Heat to try and force a Game 7? Chalmers hits a three,
And the Heat draw first blood here in the fourth.
The building woke up when Mario Chalmers hit that three. And all of a sudden, they're only down 7. 7 looks a whole lot better than 10.
Mario's shot gave us a jolt to put it inside of 10, and we started to play the game harder and better.
For us, it really seems like when we need something, you know, something improbable happened.
Mike Miller has only one sneaker on.
Guy stepped on my shoe. I tried to untie it to put it back on, but I looked up at the clock and we were running out of shot clock, so I tossed it aside, ran to an open spot.
Let's see what he can do. Now LeBron to Miller.
No.
One shoe, 3. Got it! Who needs 2 shoes? Miller doesn't. 1 shoe, 3.
It was one of the best calls I've ever had. Him hitting that three-pointer the way he did it, I mean, that was fabulous. You can't write that. That's Hollywood.
I think it matters what the dude has on. No shoe, no problem.
To make a shot like that was critical, and I also think it lifted the crowd to such a degree that helped carry them forward as they were trying to make this comeback.
Real tough shot. Slammed in by LeBron James, who had lost his headband.
I just knew that at that point, when he lost his headband, there wasn't anything else that he was thinking about other than winning this game.
It did seem like it flipped a switch where he just, he wasn't going to be denied.
He had that intense look again, like he did Game 6 against Boston the year before.
Green off the dribble, drives inside to Duncan, blocked by James.
He just put his head down and just attacked. When he does that, you know, it's not many people on the planet that can do anything about it.
James on the drive, leans in, banks it in, tie game.
This wasn't about headbands. This was about legacy.
And I was just trying to be aggressive and just try to will a victory for us to just keep our hopes alive.
LeBron layup it in.
The Heat up 3, desperate to force the Game 7.
1 minute you're ahead, next minute you're behind, then you get the lead again. It's what made the game so compelling. You never knew what was going to happen next.
Parker backs off, shoots the 3, makes it, and ties the game at 89.
When Tony Parker started happening again, making really the 3 over LeBron, who was defending him incredibly well, it's like, oh no.
Parker gets in the paint, stops, spins, shot is good. Tony Parker, and the Spurs regain the lead.
When Tony Parker hit those shots, it was like it just silenced in the arena. We were just stunned.
Final minute, James backs in, lost the ball.
3 turnovers in a row as Miami has given it away here at the end of the fourth quarter.
It's uncharacteristic to see us make those type of mistakes going down the stretch, but again, you have to give credit to the competition.
28 seconds left. Free throws ahead for the Spurs, and they're closing in on a 5th World Championship.
They needed a break. And when Manu Ginobili only makes 1 of 2 in that situation, if you're the Miami Heat, you can't hope for more than that.
And then we're down. We're like down 5. And I was stunned.
We've said it for years. A game is never over till it's over. You have more time than you think you have. You don't have as much time as you think you have, but there's time. And at 28.2 seconds, I'm thinking we have time.
Every playoff series, and I think that's one of the great things about NBA basketball or the Super Bowl or the World Series or the Stanley Cup, there's drama.
San Antonio now 28 seconds away from a championship. They lead by 5.
There are so many signs, so many bad signs for us.
You see the Spurs fans kind of, you know, on their jersey, and you hit a bench behind, and it's familiar to you because you've been there before.
They start bringing out that damn yellow tape. I got pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, I had some flashbacks from 2011.
The support people at the arena are preparing the yellow rope for the celebration.
That's the worst sign the home team could ever see.
When the ropes come out, you know the game's over. I remember turning to my wife and saying, we're going to lose this.
I just was like this, like shaking my head. The tears started coming.
It was a very, very low moment.
What a disappointing way to end for Miami.
It's going to be hard for Miami to live with this finish.
You feel a little doubt at that point. But at the same time, as a competitor, you say, okay, we got less than 30 seconds. We got an opportunity to try to make a game out of this.
You're facing the abyss, and the only thing looking back at you is your character, is you can never, ever, ever give up.
I kept telling myself, just don't even let it go there yet. Wait till it says 0.
The one thing I do remember is walking back to the huddle and just got so many thoughts going through your head, and they're not positive. And then when you get to the huddle, your coach is the first thing that you see that can give you confidence.
The Heat still huddled around their head coach, Eric Spoelstra.
The only thing I was focused on was look at the board. Keep your eyes on the board.
He was the calm in the eye of the storm in that moment.
If you're focused on what just happened or what you think might happen, you're losing the moment that's right there.
I just told the team, keep believing. We can still pull this out.
One of the few times in my career where I can say nobody ever looked at the scoreboard thinking this was over with. We weren't going to lose. Plain and simple.
There's still 28.2 left. There is time. All they got to do is get a quick 3, and they're still in this game.
It's not over till Triple Zeros of the Fat Lady sing. That lady, she hadn't got ready to sing yet.
3 things had to happen. The first one was we needed a 3.
Miami does not have any timeouts remaining. James catches, fires a 3, way off. Rebound tipped, still loose, picked up by Miller. Back out to James, another 3. It's good! James knocks it down. 2-point game with 20 seconds remaining.
Once LeBron hit the 3, it changed a little bit of the energy.
James with a clutch 3-pointer to keep their hopes alive.
5-point deficit in that situation is bad. Down 2 in that situation, fear is replaced by hope in an instant.
I remember just jumping up and down, but at the same time sort of holding ground, saying, we're still down, we're still down.
Duncan has to get it in, finds Leonard. Leonard fouled by Miller.
The enormity of the moment is something he probably couldn't have fathomed even a few minutes earlier. And here he is walking to the line with a chance to seal a championship.
Kawhi Leonard, 82% from the line.
All the Heat need him to do is miss 1. So Leonard at the line. First one on its way. Rimmed out. Whoa! Oh, a one-possession ball game now.
After he missed the free throw, I was locked in. I said, okay, yeah, we're definitely going to win this game. We're definitely going to win the game.
No timeouts left, so Miami needs a good 3. They've got time to set it up.
James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go.
James missed, and the whole crowd kind of gasped at once. And it was like, oh my God, it's over.
The game was over. The NBA Finals was over. Our chances at a repeat were over.
Rebound Bosch.
I was able to get my hands on the ball, and I saw him right there the whole time.
Back out to Allen.
There was nobody else to pass it to but him.
I always said whether you start or come off the bench, the best compliment is who you finish the game up with.
Allen shoots the corner 3.
In that freeze frame moment, my thought is, we're going to have a shot at this, win or lose, live or die, with the best 3-point shooter in the history of the game of basketball.
Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Because it's Ray, when the ball was in the air, you knew it was going in.
When it went in, I was ecstatic, but at the same time, I was expecting to make it.
Ray Allen, only his 2nd field goal of the game. That's his 5th point.
He got ice water in his veins. This is the reason why we wanted him in games like this.
I'll never forget my feeling of seeing that ball in the air when it went through the hoop. I said, we got a shot. We got a shot.
Miami down 3. The Heat need a 3 to tie.
Miami needs a good 3. They've got time to set it up.
There were so many things that came together on this one play.
Down by 3 in that situation, my thought was get a quick score. I thought they would get to the rim. They had different ideas.
James catches, puts up a 3.
LeBron shoots the left wing 3.
I don't think in the moment everybody really realized what was happening.
Won't go.
James misses.
So the ball comes off the rim.
Rebound Bosch.
And then Chris Bosh gets the biggest rebound in his career.
Back to Allen.
Back out to Allen.
He found the right guy.
Allen shoots the corner 3.
His 3-pointer.
everybody were quiet.
And all of a sudden,
Jesus came. Allen from downtown! Jesus came, did the moonwalk, and shot the three in the corner.
And makes it! He made it! Kaboom!
Having Jesus on our side make a big-time shot was part of the whole process.
I looked down after Ray Allen made the shot and I got like chills because I knew that I was wearing my video glasses and recorded that shot. In the video, someone was like, "There's Ray Allen. There's Ray Allen." And then you see out of the corner Ray Allen and he shoots it, swish, and the crowd just goes insane. The whole crowd exploded.
And the place, just goes nuts.
The chills just all over my body immediately.
It was amazing. They had me on the camera holding the crutches and jumping up and going crazy with it.
A roar of applause. I've never seen anything like it.
Ray Allen, a dagger three from the right corner.
I tell people all the time, the basket has not changed in my career. So I know where the basket is at all times.
He knew where to step to stay in bounds and stay behind that line.
I'm backpedaling, coming from underneath the basket, getting to the three-point line. And when I watch it, it's amazing how much lift I got.
It's funny, being on the floor for so many years, you can see once the player releases the ball, you know if it's going in or not.
I got back there so fast, it was just like in a movie where everything just slows down and it just felt like a blur. My body at that point just took over and said, "Hey, we've done this before. Let's just go to what we know."
There's never going to be a moment in Ray Allen's career where he trusted his instincts more than that shot with 5.2 seconds left.
Ray Allen lanza el triple a tiempo. Allen encesta el triple.
What happened at that moment was an explosion of faith, but really it's more of an explosion of, we got another chance.
Allen buries the tray.
And then it goes to a replay. And I remember Popovich starts screaming.
Greg Popovich beside himself.
He wanted Parker to be able to make an athletic play in the open court without the Heat having an opportunity to get their defense set.
The officials are going to review to see if Allen was behind the line.
Everyone in the building knew it was a three. So at that point, you're just waiting for Michael Biamonte to say,
After video review of the play, the call on the floor stands. 3-point basket.
and that's just going to lead to the next eruption.
At that moment, everything changed. And all of that energy went from the Spurs and it drained from them and it went into the fans and the Heat, and there was a clear momentum shift.
And then you realize, well, even after he makes this shot, San Antonio still has a chance to win this thing.
Game's not over. We now have to defend.
Duncan to inbound, now to Parker. Parker, left side, Parker. All the way to the basket, throws it up. Parker, and we're going to overtime. Take those yellow ropes back inside.
If he never ever hits another shot for the Miami Heat, no one will care, because he hit the biggest shot heard around the Heat world, without a doubt.
Get those yellow ropes away. Not yet.
Anyone who watched it is never going to forget Game 6 of the Finals.
We are lucky to be witnessing this group of guys playing together.
I'd have to say it's probably the greatest game in our history because of what it meant.
Everything went right for us to live to fight another day. And once we was able to come back from that game, our confidence was the highest it's ever been as a unit.
It's going to simply go down as one of the greatest games ever played.
Ray's shot is something that will be played over and over and over again, and will be remembered for decades.
It's going to be one of those, where was I? I was there. This is what I was doing. This is who I was with.
You know, a lot of games had moments. This game had multiple moments.
It just was unbelievable theater.
We steal victory from the jaws of defeat. It worked out in our favor, and it's our job now to close it out, because that's what we did.